Here we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We'll try that again with actual audio this time. Yeah, I know holes. I got there. Um, yeah, so you guys are done. That was the last week. A grand send-off party for our victorious folks going on to the play-ins, and then see who else is going on to training grounds, or at least hope to hear. But let's look at this week first. So we had the first game, Worst Dancers and Joey's Top Ratata, the top two teams in the div prior to the week, I believe. I guess Short Black Compost and Cavaliers might have been slightly ahead of. Anyway, um, certainly high in the rankings, and it looked like it was a shootout like expected. In this case, the Rats took it 5-3 because why not score 5 points in two halves. Um, so looks like the Dancers kept possession a little longer, probably just because they took longer to score on any given drive. There were plenty of armor breaks going back either way. Although it looks like the Rats got significantly better on the casualty results here. 6 KOs, 5 CAS, and a Surf. So the Dancers were really just not working with their full team for most of the game. It would be my read on that. And that's borne out on the outcomes. It looks like we've got two linemen with movement busts. I imagine they would get fired since this team seems to rely purely on run the ball as fast as possible. Um, Almost 4-0 at the half, huh? Um, what were you doing to those poor Kislev? Was it your blitzer that was doing the damage? Yeah, your two blitzers, 3 and 2 CAS respectively. Bonkers. Um, yeah, so two busted linemen, and one of the catchers is out for next game, but no injuries on any of the major pieces, and it looks like an MVP on the strength up on the sacker. So that's not actually bad development wise for the worst dancers. On the Rats side, levels up on the two younger gutter runners. I'll be interested to see what they're looking like coming into training grounds. Except they're not going to train. Yeah, training grounds. Because unfortunately, even with this 5-3 blowout victory, that was not enough to put them over the top, and the worst dancers will be moving on to the play-ins, and we'll see the rest of you shuffled back into training grounds, I assume. So who's up next? Anything else you want to tell us about the game, Superbase? Any juicy details? If not, we'll wait. Did I not? Oh, this game had already played last week. That's why I didn't do any predictions on it. Okay. So we'll recap it anyway here. So next up, right, we had Not an Anime Sports Team and Defy Aces. RHXL picking up the win with pretty even pretty even possession. Orcs doing plenty of blocking, so the elves really must have been, I guess, not playing to their usual game plan of disengaging. They just got their face smashed, but not enough to slow down the drive. The level up on a MVP on a loner that got a movement bust, so you're not going to buy it. So that's a bummer. Did also MVP level up a blitzer though with the touchdown, so that was a nice feed of a touchdown. Oh yeah, fizzled fireballs are uh, really unfortunate. Um, and then one completion, did not quite get enough completions on to level the catcher up. And then on the other side, the Fighter Aces got one level on a lineman, and otherwise no development out of that match, despite several Kaz. I guess it was really just 2 Kaz on that. So very low scoring game there. Next up, we've got the Main Street Exiles and the Short Black Sheep came in for a tie. So even possession of that even pretty solid number of blocks. So this was a punch fest. The dwarfs took a lot of casualties. I guess Claw doing work, or no? Only one of those casualties was delivered by a wolf. I smell fouls. Um, oh, and a kill. Yeah, I smell fouls, and clearly there was a surf. Don't think Major is going to make it to the recap, but we'll perhaps hear about it in the channel or go watch the game. So he did manage to level up his other werewolf, so that's an exciting bit of level. Probably, well, what do you put on a block tackle wolf? Maybe you put Mighty Blow on a block tackle wolf if you get doubles. Yeah, not sure what else you put on that. Oh, got the private background. All right, Hulls has sent us a thing. Let's take a look. Going for it on a 2+, 1 into a reroll, 1 into a failed armor break, into an injury, and I do believe 6s and 8s, that would be the dead. Amber Panther, so that was your runner, right? Yep, so your strength up, Agi up runner died on a double GFI. Or on a GFI with a reroll. That is real sad. That's really sad. Oh, and it would have pulled the win off too. Man, those tripwires are lethal. Wow, that's rough. That's really rough. Level up the other runners, so that's something anyway. But oh, the double stat ups. It's gonna be a sad day to lose those. And then a level and the MVP on the blocker on the loner blocker no less. It was a rough game for you, Holes. Not really coming out of that with what you wanted. Oh, and he got the two touchdowns too, so that's a good solid 6 SPP down the drain. Oof. I feel for you, man. That was not the way you want to see it go. So he picked up dodge on the wolf. That makes sense. So yeah, there's some nicely kitted out wolves. Double block fleshies. Pretty solid development on the exiles. It seems like should serve them well in training grounds. And then the last one, we've got the Icy Gamers and the Composting Cavaliers. So I was 0 for 3 this week. Oh well. So the Gamers picked up. They had Morgan Thorg. So they had a lot of what's the term? Inducements to work with. It seems. They were down a Saurus, 2 loner skinks, did not really get any development to speak of. One touchdown on a skink. The Nurgle team got leveled another level of warrior, so probably see another mighty blow on that. Given what we're seeing, maybe guard. Could see either mighty blow or guard there. And leveled a rotter, so could go with a fourth dirty player, I suppose, or perhaps just block. Cavaliers are, I mean, it's still a nice beefy team there. Doesn't look like Morgan Thorg did much damage. In fact, not at all. Kaz were all on the gamers rather than on the Cavaliers. So looks like they mostly just snuck it out at the end. Oh, excuse me. So that puts us at that gives us the full rankings here for the div. So congrats to Mickey D's all day for taking the top spot with 16 points. Joey's top Ratata with 14 is in theory in contention for one of the MVPs, but I think in practice is not. Let's look at what the other divs are up to. So we've got 19 points on the flex, 19 points on the elves, so 12, 11. So we've got the White Walkers have 16 points as a second place. Joey's is 14. Saskatoon Shiners for 15. So we're currently looking at the White Walkers and the Saskatoon Shiners. Another 14 in the Khemri with same TD. So those Khemri and Joey's are tied for third. But Slam Duncan picks up takes the lead on the second place finishers. So yeah, I think we'll probably see just the one member of 5D moving on to play-ins, if that hasn't already been. I don't think those have been created, but perhaps they have. Where would they be? Off season? No, they should still be in 15. Yeah, I think they haven't been sorted out yet. I don't know. Do the wildcard spots go across? Do they go across the G-Man divs as well? I don't actually know how those wildcards are assigned. But yeah, I think we'll just see the worst answers moving on. I don't know. I haven't heard yet in the ReBBL casters Discord whether what's happening with recappers on the play-ins and training grounds. So I'll probably sign up to recap something in there, but I don't know whether it'll be a play-in division or two, or whether it'll be the one of the training ground divs. So perhaps I will see you folks again on the in a future the rest of this year. Yes, you do have a week break. That's right. There's not got to get all the tickets accepted, so you guys won't start your week 8 until next week. Separate wildcards for G-Man. Okay, so is it 2 wildcards on the REL side? Am I remembering that correctly? Sorry, just asking a question in the recappers about recapping those divs. But I think for now I will actually sign off. And it's been a pleasure, folks. Thanks for coming out. And the REL ramp up winner. I haven't even looked at ramp up. But yeah, okay. So we'll see. Who was it? It was the Slam Duncan picks up one of the slots, and then Saskatoon Shiners. No, there was a 16 in there. The White Walkers. So an undead and a high elf. Unless, oh, there are still a few games to be played here. Any that could affect? No, that'll be 15 at most. Yep, I think that's it. So that the plans are decided. Yep, and I will see you all down the road. Hopefully, in a recap somewhere later this season, or perhaps maybe we'll meet in Div 4 when I get relegated and you guys move up. So anyhow, take care and have a good night. I'm gonna sign off.